Alright guys, I want to talk today about the Destroked instructions for the PCS 5R110 installation and tuning. But I really want to talk about the tuning today. We'll scroll on down. Of course, you have to wire there's a couple of things you have to wire into the truck. The TPS, you got to have a positive and negative. And this wire right here, you actually is your neutral switch. You need to wire that in if you want to start it with the key. I found that out the hard way, really. So this one is your, I think it's your tow haul switch. I think that's pretty much all you got to wire. I mean, if you want a temperature gauge, you got to wire this one in. But anyway, we're gonna scroll on down. All right. So basically, whenever you get your PCS from Destroked, it will come pre-calibrated, sort of. It definitely has to be tuned some more, but anyway, so whenever you go into the program, you need to click retrieve calibration from TCU, and then it will bring it up to actually here, let's click on, let me escape that. Let's go to TCU right here. Basically, you'll come up to a screen like this, and it will be retrieving data on this side. But anyway, I will just open up my program that I did today. Let's see what happens. It must be thinking hard. Alright, so 720, open. Anyway, I think it's struggling today. Anyway, so let's go back to here and we'll review some more instructions. But anyway, so here comes the gauges. It shows a little bit more later on. But anyway, walk through this and it will tell you how to set it up. Your gear ratios. Let's see, your TPS, how to set your TPS up. This is your gear shifting chart. It's a little bit more to that from the first couple things that you have to set up. Of course, your torque converter. You're setting that up. Your parameters for your torque converter. All right, this is all the gauges. Your RPM gauge, it will not work, so you might as well hang that up. Your parameters, if you set them right, your speedometer will be correct. Of course, your gear shifter, your torque converter, the TPS, you get to see where it is. That will help with your calibration of your transmission. So this is basically all that they're looking for is your TPS to change the gears. Of course, you got to look at your RPMs of your shafts and stuff inside your transmissions, of course. But anyway, that's pretty much your gauge set. I have yet to get that to work. Of course, mine's not really working correctly, but this part, the transmission does shift right. Alright, so here's your clutch-to-clutch tuning. This is one thing I wanted to go over with the 5R. The first, second, third to fourth does not work like this, but your fourth to fifth does. If you increase the start duty, that increases the initial force, but on 3 to 4, if you decrease it, it increases. So it's just opposite. And you do need to remember that. It will cause you problems if you forget. You will definitely have issues. Whatever you're calibrating, alright, so this green one is your release rate, tells you on the bottom. The red one is apply rate, and then the start duty. Start duty one is your main thing to worry about. It sets the hard points basically, and then you can fine tune it with your apply rate and release rate. But you definitely need to get a small flare in the transmission with your start duty. When you get a small flare, you start lowering your release rate. You lower it down until it starts pulling how you want it to pull. The only problem is that I've found the temperature screws with this program really bad. You have to have a lot of patience, basically. This just tells you about your flare and your blind. Your flare is whenever your engine revs before it shifts. It's like you hit the clutch, basically. Your blind is where the transmission's basically trying to go into 2 gears at once. It makes a hard hit, and you definitely don't want that. Alright, this is whenever you change your transmission, your temperature, basically. So what I'm going to say is, whenever you have this temperature line, and like I said, third to fourth, and then actually fourth to third, both of those, they work opposite. So if this line gets too crazy, and the temperature goes way up here, it moves that start duty cycle opposite of the other ones, which gives you a very hard time to calibrate it. And that's one of the issues that I got. When I drive to work in the morning, it's cold, so end up getting a flare. But as it heats up, it starts actually locking. It gets a blind into it. So this is very complicated. It takes a lot. I guess if you did order your PCS from Destroked, you can talk to Levi here at Destroked. You can send him an email, and he should be able to help you. Basically, let me go back to my PCS right here. Let's see if it's still stuck on this. Okay. That's one of the issues that I have with PCS. If you do click something wrong, it just turns program off. And then you got issues. Well, I think it's being stubborn and will not come back on. But anyway, cancel that. Alright, so... alright, here it is. Since I'm offline, this will not work. Try to connect again. You cannot connect because, of course, I'm not in the truck. But go to Open Existing, because I want to show you some stuff. So you go to today. This is what I did today. Alright, so it basically loaded it up without getting it from the PCS. So we're going to click on this. Well, no, it's just going to be aggravating, I guess. Well, I have a feeling that it's not going to work for me, but I wanted to show you my program. And let's see, maybe I might have too much open. Alright, so, but actually, let me show you this first. I seen a video on YouTube that a guy was having problems with coming out of neutral going into first or reverse. And if my computer will ever work for me, I will show you how to fix that. Alright, let me look. Come on now. Come on. I might have too much open on this thing, actually, and that might be my problem. Because I went to not responding. But anyway, let me go over what I was going to show you. And this will help out. Because I wanted to show... This is your cord that you have to hook to your computer. If you look here, it is a FTDI cable. And this is what you're getting right here. You're getting, this is the incoming, this is a ground, and this is the receiving. The rest of them are not used. Of course, the red's going to be, it's basically your USB cord, red. So basically get a power and these two, or your talking. But I forgot what you call this cord, but it's a 5-volt cord, and it comes from FTDI. So I can't scroll, but I'll show you. So there's your plug, and you see how it's labeled. I forgot what the kind of plug it is, but if you do break the cord, you can just cut the plug off the cord and you reuse the plug. But the cord definitely has to be one of these cords. Anyway, this is very hard to get right here. So if you do break the cord, you need this video and you need to see how this is installed right here. But if you look at FTDI, it's a pretty popular cord. I think you can buy them on eBay for like $10 or something. It's really cheap. And so if you want to know that you're actually hooking up correct, alright, so you're transmitting your ground and you're receiving. You can actually go right here, and this is not that hard to get. So here's your plug, and you get to look over here. Here is right here your laptop calibration connection, and it tells you right here what it is. It's a serial port. That's what that's the cable that it is. It's a serial cable, a 5-volt serial cable. And you got the RX, your ground. I gotta clear that up somehow. So you got the RX, ground, and TX, and you see the ABC right there for your plug. So that is exactly how you would connect it up. Save yourself a lot of time, a lot of hassle fooling with PCS. You can get the software, whatever, from FTDI, and it's definitely a lot cheaper. Alright, let me close this one too. I think we're done with that. There's another picture of it if you want to see. And I will scroll down. Let me go over here and scroll down. If you want to see the bottom, I don't think that was anything. But yeah, I don't think that was anything. But anyway, like I said, that was pretty hard for me to get, but I got it. I had to deal with these people a lot. That was an invoice. Let me show you how much I paid for this cable. I paid $40 for this cable and $21.83 for shipping. That's how much I had to pay. Don't be dumb like me and make your own cable. It'll be a whole lot cheaper. Save yourself a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of money. Basically, what happened to me is I broke the cable. So I requested another cable. And they shipped it to me. They said that if you only had it a year, we'll ship you the cable. We'll give it to you for free. Well, I did eventually get the cable for free, but it took a lot of hassle. These people do not want to give you any money back. So I got the cable. I plugged it into my computer that I programmed, that you see here, that I programmed my transmission with first. So I know it works. They told me my computer was bad because this new cable did not work. So I went and I got my buddy's computer. It didn't work either. So then I got another computer and it didn't work. So they said something in my PCS must be broken. I was like, well, I guess I'll have to take it out and send it to you. So I took it out and sent it to them. They said that it worked with their cord. They did not test my cord. So then they sent it back to me. Said everything checked out fine. I put it back in my truck. It does not work. So I'm a little bit frustrated after that, right? And they charged me $21.83 to send it back to me just to tell me that nothing was wrong with it. It makes me more frustrated. So I have to send my cable back to them. And they come back that FTDI has changed their serial cable, which in turn is their fault. So then I have to pay another $21.83. This is 3 times I've had to pay this shipping to get my cord back to me, and it was their mistake. So what did I pay, like $66 for shipping, basically? And I was a little bit ticked off at that. So I've had $100 in them telling me that it was their mistake. I sat there and I talked and talked and talked, and finally they gave me $40 back. They wouldn't give me the shipping back. They said that I owed that and that they wouldn't give it back to me. I was like, well, at least I got $40. And since they did send me the way the serial cable is actually wired up, of course I'm going to wire my own up from now on and not deal with them. But if you look on FTDI's website, they give you everything you need to make the serial cable work. And you do not have to download the software from Powertrain Solutions. It works exactly the same. Serial cable just receives and transmits data. I mean, that's it. As long as it's 5 volts, they do come in, I think, 12 volts too. You might can even get a serial cable with 12 volts, but I think you have to have a 24 volts, but I think you actually have to have a plug to get it. Because I think most PLCs run in 12 volts or 24. So, anyway, this is 5 volts. Make sure you buy a 5 volt cable, because you will fry the controller if you do not. But anyway, so that's what my deal was running in, and I do have all the emails. Of course, I'm not going to pull them up, but I have all the emails where me and Vince are talking back and forth. And finally, there was another guy named Fred. He actually was really helpful, and he said there's no reason possible that I should have sent my stuff back to him, and we should never have had this conflict. But anyway, I still had to pay for the shipping. Let me exit that. Let's see now, since nothing's open. Let's see if this thing will work. Well, let's exit out of it and restart it one more time. Close program. Alright. This is causing it to go crazy. So let's see if we can. Oh, there we go. Alright. Let's go back into it one more time. I guess it sees that I was talking bad about PCS, huh? There we go. Go back to open existing. Go to that. Go to this. Clutch tuning. Upshift. It's going to cause problems again, I guess. Come on. I was trying to make this quick, but I guess it's not going to work. Alright. Upshift. Well, crap. Might not get it to work. But anyway, even though I can't get it to work, if you go in and you go to clutch tuning, and you go to upshifts 1, 2. Okay, finally got it open. And you're having problems with neutral to first or neutral to reverse. Basically coming out of park, hitting reverse, and it basically wants to squeak the tire ears, You have to lower your apply rate. You lower it down, and it will solve your problem. You can lower all this stuff down on your initial takeoff, because actually in first gear, you will never be down this low. You'll never be in this range. So if you are, basically you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to just have the truck idling along. So lower that down. If you lower this, I think I just lowered the apply rate. I lowered it down. It solved my problem. I didn't have to worry about that anymore. And that really helped out. Another problem that I had, which might not be able to open it either, is torque converter, which is not going to open either. So basically my torque converter, I had problems with it because it would lock up too hard. And the torque converter, when you were just rolling down the road, and you happen to get fast enough for the torque converter to go in, it would make a hit. I mean, like, it would definitely be able to feel it. And you can go into your tuning here, to your calibration tuning, and there is a torque converter setting right here. Luckily I know where stuff is, I guess. But you can lower your initial torque converter. You can lower this down, and it will actually help out on your torque converter. You can set it to where it just kind of eases in to lock, where it's not just slamming. And it definitely helps out a lot. But yes, I had to change this graph a little bit to help me out, and now it just kind of eases in. I still do have problems with third to fourth. It's getting better, but it definitely has not fixed it yet. And I guess you always have to do this really fast. But it does not do this whenever it's hooked to the truck. Apparently it's having some issues tonight. I'm not sure why, but it's definitely having its own issues tonight. I missed it. But anyway, third to fourth is still a pain. You have to really have a lot of patience with it. Definitely should not be this hard. I hate that this is the only computer or the only software that you can get for a 5R100 or whatever. The 400 probably would not be that bad, but the 500R is a pain. So basically, if there was another controller out there, I would definitely go that way. Tech support or customer service is not that great with PCS. So anyway, my conclusion on this is I love the Cummins. I love the Cummins in the truck. But if I had to do it again, I might have fixed the 6.0. I never had a problem with my 6.0 to like 260,000 miles. And then I decided I would go put a Cummins in it because I would talk to Destroked and they said that it would work. It was great. Everything would work great. And this transmission is definitely causing a lot of headaches. But my end conclusion, probably I would kept the 6.0. Honestly, everything works great unless you put a manual. Now, if you're putting a manual transmission into it, I could kind of see it. But automatic, using the 5R, I would definitely not do it. I would, if I did it, I would go with a 4R. The only reason why I went with the 5R is because I bought an ATS racing transmission. I wanted to make sure that I could get that to work. You know, I put that much money into the transmission, might as well make it work. But anyway, I will add anything to the comments. If you got any questions, I will try my best to help you out any way possible. If you have any ways to help me out, basically on the 3rd to 4th, please let me know. But like I said, any help, or if I can help you, let me know. Thanks.